Hey guys, Tommy House here. Welcome to another episode of Tommy's Travel Forecast, which you can find on KXAN Plus and our YouTube page. That's at KXAN. So we're going to be breaking down the weather here locally, regionally across the Lone Star State, and also nationally. We know a lot of people are going to be traveling. We have some big plans ahead, so let's dive right into it. Water vapor. We've been in this familiar pattern with big dips in the jet stream across the Midwest, the Northeast. That's bringing in some cold air, several low pressure systems. Could be tracking another coastal storm that works up the eastern seaboard in the coming few days. Here in Texas, more of a zonal flow, not really a lot of action, a lot of west to east, a few wispy clouds that are coming in out of the Pacific. And then it's warm, high-pressure ridging dominates way out west as the Rockies are dealing with some of the lowest snowpack they've ever seen. Warmer than normal, drier than normal. It's certainly been unseasonably not like winter for the Rockies further west. But East Coast rounds of snow. You know, we got some ice here on Saturday and Sunday here in Austin, but feet of snow all the way up across the Northeast and portions of the Mid-Atlantic. All right, let's dive into the satellite and radar right now. Here are those little wispy upper-level clouds, not bringing any sort of rain. You could trace out where our cold front is. That's just south of Dallas. That's going to move further south and east throughout the day, and it's not going to be a front that's going to bring clear skies, crashing temperatures. You will notice, though, colder air will settle in with some cold air advection and the winds will increase. But big picture is in Texas, this is a dry front. Looking across the lower 48, got a little bit of some snow flurries and snow showers with some of that cold air that's crashing south. Just bringing some little light accumulation there. Taking you up to the Northeast, we got lake effect snow. So that happens when you have the northwesterly breeze, I should say, over the warm water, and you're going to create these bands that are bringing multiple inches, if not 2 to 3 inches an hour in some locations. You know, they're used to it. Buffalo, up towards Syracuse and Watertown. We covered Watertown in the CW Austin morning. And then way up in Massachusetts, we got some ocean effect snow showers. So that happens when you have a breeze that's coming in off the water, that warm water temperature and that cold air, they're interacting, creating some snow for outer portions of the Cape. But across the lower 48, not too much action going on, although we have a little bit of some snow and some rain. You know, they're used to the Seattle, Portland, and maybe some of the mountains up there getting some beneficial snowpack. So ski lovers are happy. But high pressure just continues to dominate four corners. You know, we're seeing relatively blue sky. But let's talk about this cold front and the timing here. So this is fresh off the computers, just put this together. I anticipate some parts of the hill country to get that front moving in around 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then the Austin area more toward the later half of this. So that drive home from work after the sun sets 3 to 7, more for 3 o'clock in Burnett County and more for 7 o'clock down toward Bastrop and Lockhart. So Austin's kind of in between that, and then further south and east Fayette toward the coastal plains well after the sun sets. Before the front arrives, we're going to be talking about the warmth. Our normal high is 64, so this is seasonable. Still slightly warmer than normal. Our first warmer than normal day in almost a week. So 67 Austin. Our front, which pretty much cuts off where some may get in the 50s versus close to 70 degrees. Don't be shocked if Caldwell and Fayette and Bastrop reach near 70, if not 70 degrees or warmer. But back down tonight, we're going to keep the clouds and the gusty winds. So temps will be similar to what we were like out the door this morning, which we hit 32 in Austin. Although because of the clouds, and this is meteorologist Freddie Vela's numbers, I agree 33. But right outside of Austin, especially north and west as you work toward the hill country, big country, even further north, and even Milam County too, best bet for hitting yet another freeze. So that freeze count, we now have 8 freezes on the year. Meteorological winter from the start of December to the end of February, so we're on the later half of that season, but still we can get a few more in February. And you'll see, I expect maybe one tonight, this upcoming night with 33, but Saturday and Sunday look like a slam dunk. In Monday morning, probably not, but you know, we could see some that are close, at least in parts of our area. So we average 12, 8 as I pointed out. Your weekend forecast, this colder air is going to settle in. If you're traveling, 43 on Saturday. Keep in mind, y'all, our normal high is 64, so that's 20 degrees. Let's see if I can draw a 20 here. Oh, that too needs some work. 20 degrees colder than normal, 10 degrees colder for Sunday, so still dealing with some of the winter-like air that's in place. A lot of blue sky, though. You know, different dynamics, not a lot, if any, moisture here in Texas with this front. So our rain chance, precipitation chance, not expecting the ice or the wintry mix or flakes, is just going to be outright cold. Make sure to protect those 4 Ps. So let's talk about some of these low temperatures. For Sunday, widespread teens and a few 20s. These should be flipped, but for Saturday morning's temperatures, widespread 20. You get the idea. Teens and 20s, people. It's going to be below freezing. I'm not expecting above 32 degrees during the morning. But you saw by the afternoon, different story. It'll be a thaw followed by a freeze, thaw, freeze. And because there's no moisture and most of that ice pack is melted away, I'm not concerned about any sort of black ice, you know, maybe some leftover melting, but it's just going to be more about protecting the people, pets, plants, pipes, stripping those faucets, again, indoor faucets, not outdoors. You don't want a skating rink, and fairly minimal rain chance. We're seeing some sort of signal next week, so this is the European. It's a medium range deterministic model in English. It's one of the ones we look at when it's about 5 to 7 days out. And it's suggesting, as I slowly play this out, Monday into Tuesday, we're going to have our next cold front arrive. This front is going to drop in pretty similar, moving further south and east as we work through the daytime on Tuesday into Wednesday. And it could kick up some sort of showers. And it doesn't look like it's going to be wintry. Notice that cold air is well to the north. But still seeing some rain and seasonable temperatures. So let's continue this through Tuesday into Tuesday afternoon and evening. And this computer model saying, hey, I think we're going to be getting a stronger front and available plenty of moisture from the Gulf and Pacific moisture. So that's going to open the door for some rain across the valley, coastal plains, moving up into the deep south. Could also see some colder air crashing in across Tennessee. Now, for us, 20% rain chance, I believe, was the number this morning, and we'll fine-tune that through the day and the coming few days into the weekend. The GFS, not as high resolution. Still, we compare the two, gives a similar idea. By around Tuesday, you have the moisture. So let's back that up a little bit, and it's placing plenty of Gulf moisture there. You know, you get your Pacific action. You got some sort of front. Let's just put the front here. And that front is going to bring, with the moisture, the proper lifting mechanism for some showers. And, you know, this one's also suggesting the front to kind of crash through. By Wednesday night, that front's down in the valley, stalling. It becomes stationary. But it's not going to bring any sort of heavy rain here. So isolated showers are possible Tuesday into Wednesday. I wouldn't bank on it for now. You know, it's one of the setups, especially with these fronts that move north to south. They are fairly limited with moisture because it's cold air crashing in. Our temperatures, we're not going to drop them drastically. We're going from the 60s to the 50s. Today's front that moved in is going to bring us to, again, near 70 degrees. Now we're talking 55 tomorrow, 43 on Saturday, and that's going to be a chilly high temperature of 43. Freezes during the nighttime. And then our next front, Tuesday to Wednesday, could it be stronger? I think absolutely. You know, especially with these kinds of winter fronts here in Texas. But let's get through this weekend's cold air, and then we'll have those updates. A good reminder to download our KXAN First Warning Weather app. All right, I've been talking a lot, but let's wrap this up with a little big picture. If you're traveling, we have this high pressure. Do you see kind of how the wind arrows are going in this counterclockwise direction? That's a high pressure that's right overhead. Blue H means blue sky. We got that little band of showers, a low pressure system way up toward the northwest that you're going to see that moving east. And then we got a little bit of some snow showers here. That part of that's from leftover energy that we've been dealing with from this past weekend. And as I play this out through the next few days, let's go slow. I mean, this is a high resolution model, only goes out about 2 to 3 days. It's going to have, and this is pretty fascinating, another possible low develop off the coast of the Carolinas. This could bring some sort of heavy snow to the Carolinas. So this is Friday at 11. Notice a little bit of some snow showers forming way down toward the coastal empire at Savannah, Charleston, Myrtle Beach. And this high resolution computer model is tracking a little bit further out to sea. It's placing the low right here. This could track a little bit closer to the I-95 corridor, and all of a sudden, big snow threat from the Outer Banks all the way up to Boston, New York. It's looking to be a little bit further east. So I think, obviously, South, North Carolina, Virginia need to be watching this. But also, maybe the Cape and Islands of Massachusetts, parts of the Canadian Maritimes here. This is kind of the area that I would circle for watching. Then just some colder air that's filtering in from the plains, and maybe a little bit more shower activity up toward the northwest. But fairly zonal flow. This dip in the jet stream is going to continue. And, actually, let's zoom on in here, because I think I might zoom back out, but this one high-resolution computer model, and this is a fantastic place to close here, weather geeks, weather nerds unite. We have some cold air coming in across the Gulf from Panama City. So this is going to be near record cold. Wind chills in the 20s for a good amount of the Sunshine State by Sunday morning. While that happens, cold air over very warm Gulf temps in the 60s. And that's going to create the possibility of some sort of flurries. And this is awesome because Tampa only has recorded one snow event ever. It was in the 70s, and it brought, I think, a few tenths of an inch. Y'all can fact check me on that, but not a lot. And for the first time since then, meteorologists in Tampa are saying we could see some flakes Saturday night into Sunday as this, let's see, I think it's going to zoom on out. Yeah, it's zooming on out. But it's going to show some sort of Gulf effect snow showers that are going to be traveling over the Gulf into parts of Florida. Could this happen? It's trending a little more like it. I would say around 20% snow flurry chance if you're flying to Tampa for Saturday into Sunday. There's that little low that's going to, not really a little low, if anything, it's strengthening. It's a big low pressure system, but bringing some, as of this computer model, minimal impacts inland. But Charleston, Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, Outer Banks, Norfolk, up toward Richmond, and then New England. We'll be watching this closely, but Texas is fairly calm and quiet. It's been the case here. Coming up, 11 o'clock Central Time to 1 o'clock, I'm holding down the weather fort. Nick Bannon gets in for the evening, and we'll do it all over again tomorrow with Freddie Vela in the morning. So just tracking the cold air here. More updates to come. Great reminder for the KXAN First Warning Weather app. Again, I'm meteorologist Tommy House, and thanks for watching my travel forecast. Have a great, safe, and warm rest of your weekend.